Hello, I'm Kate. Welcome to my channel. This is my first video that I'll be posting. So hello and welcome to whoever is watching right now, if there is anyone. I've never made any YouTube videos before. This is my first one, so pardon me if I'm a little bit awkward and a little bit weird, because this is a new thing for me, but there's a time and place for everything, so here we go. So I guess I can start by explaining the reason I started this channel. I kind of wanted to show people, I guess, my life and how I practice witchcraft, which is what this channel is predominantly about. I'll be talking about tarot, astrology, crystals, all that stuff, and really what I use to practice. I also, this sounds kind of bad, but I created this channel in order to motivate me a little bit more to incorporate witchcraft into my day-to-day, because I've been a little bit slacking on that, and I've had some inspiration lately to do something more creative, so I thought this would be a great outlet. So I guess to get into this, I can tell you guys a bit about me, just some basic facts about myself. So my name's Kate, or Caitlin. I live in Canada. It's currently winter right now. If you can see, it looks not warm. So, as well, I guess the first thing that kind of got me into spirituality and the occult and whatnot was astrology. I had a friend in high school who we were really, really into astrology with. We'd talk about it together. We'd literally be like, that chair over there is a Gemini, just because of the way it is. Like, we were that obsessed with it. So my placements, I'm a Taurus sun, my moon's in Virgo, and my rising is in Libra. A lot of my chart, I have a lot of fire in it. I have a lot of Aries. My Mercury, Venus, and Saturn are all in Aries.
So I'm a little bit of a mess.
As well, I started practicing witchcraft pretty recently, actually. I've always been interested in, as a kid, the paranormal and ghosts and whatnot. My dad would tell me stories about his dad and some of the experiences he had, so I was always kind of interested in learning about things that we don't really see, I guess. And then it kind of brought me to, I guess, learning about crystals, learning about how they work, and I kind of would start going to spiritual shops nearby, checking it out and looking at all the products they had, and that's what kind of started the ball rolling. Now, in terms of witchcraft and what I do in my day-to-day, I try and do a daily card, like I pull a daily card out of my tarot deck. I also incorporate meditation and yoga into my practice as well, too. I find that really helpful and calming and grounding, especially when you're gonna do some magic or some practice. But I guess that kind of brings me into the next part of the video. As well as being an introduction, I kind of wanted to showcase a little bit of my tools and I guess my witchy collection of things. So we'll just get into that, I guess. Okay, so you'll probably notice that I've changed outfits. I've filmed this over the course of 2 days, so that is why. So I guess we'll just get right to it. This is the part of the video that I'm going to talk about all of my tools, kind of my witchy collection of the things I use to practice. So let's just get into it, shall we? So the first thing I can show you guys is my Dragon Tarot deck. It looks a little bit beat up. I actually bought it a few years ago at a local spiritual shop in my area. I knew literally nothing about tarot. I just was looking at a bunch of the decks and I saw this one and I was just like, I need it. So I can take out the actual pack. So they're pretty neat. It's also a mini tarot deck, so it's very tiny. But yeah, it's just like really cool art of different dragons on each of the cards. The next thing I can show you guys is, I actually recently bought this. It's the Rider-Waite tarot deck. It's pretty classic if you're learning tarot, especially if you're just starting out. I kind of did it in the reverse fashion. I bought a specialty tarot deck before buying the actual one people usually start with. I've always loved the art of the Rider-Waite deck. It's just really neat and yeah, just classic, and I'm really excited to start working with them. Next, I can show you, this is actually really cool. I bought on Twitter this handcrafted resin art of an angel. It's really beautiful, especially in the light, and it was actually crafted by a resin artist. I'll put her name in the video. And it also came with like an incense holder as well that's done in the same color and pattern as the angel. But you should really check out her art and her products, and again, I have her name right here. So the next thing I actually use a lot, not even just in witchcraft, but just in my daily life, it's candles. So this one, it's called a botanist candle, but it smelled really good. It's literally done because it has lilac and violet wood, so it's really floral. I like to take baths and use this while I would take baths, but now I can't anymore because it's gone. The next thing I can show you is the current candle I actually use. This one, it's flavored rosemary and cardamom, so it again has a really nice floral scent. I love floral scented stuff. So I'll use this when I'm meditating or doing some spell work and stuff. I'll just light a candle and it just makes for a really nice peaceful vibe. Okay, so this is gonna be kind of dramatic, but this is my wand. It's kind of a funny story. I was out with my boyfriend, we were on a bike ride, and we just stopped by this river, and I found this piece of driftwood, and I was just immediately like, I need it. So we biked home with it, and I ended up whittling it with a potato peeler and scissors. But I use it for casting circles. It works well, and I feel really connected to it because I kind of crafted it myself into what it is now. Another thing I can show you guys is I own a pendulum. I actually purchased this a few years ago when I was in BC, British Columbia, but it looks like this. Really nice, really pretty. I used it on Samhain recently. It's my first time using a pendulum. Pretty much 15 minutes of me actually using the pendulum and like an hour of just like protecting myself in order to use it. As well, I guess I can show you guys too. This is a bag I keep all of my crystals and whatnot in. It's just really small, has really nice beadwork on it, and I really like it. So this is kind of lame, but this is my Book of Shadows. It's a binder. I kind of like this format because I can just shove stuff in and not worry about it. I would like to get like a nice leather-bound notebook just to put all of my stuff in, but for now, this is what I have. So next I can show you guys all the crystals that I own, which is probably going to be my favorite part of the video. To start, I have these two pieces of hematite. They're really good for grounding and for protection. I've had these actually for a pretty long time too. I also have this piece of peacock ore. If you can see, it's really sparkly. It's really beautiful looking. This is kind of an interesting stone to work with. It's a very positive, uplifting stone. It can elicit feelings of joy. So it's just a really nice, happy stone to work with. I also own a little piece of citrine. I definitely want to get a bigger piece of citrine because you never have to actually cleanse citrine, or so I've heard. It'd be nice to have like a giant hunk of citrine to work with because it's really powerful, and even though it's small, it does a good job. I also own a piece of smoky quartz. I love using smoky quartz, especially doing spell work, doing protection. It's a really nice protective stone, has really nice energy to it as well. I also have a piece of regular quartz. It's on a necklace actually. It's just a giant hunk of it. It's lovely. I also have a necklace too. It has carnelian on it, if you can see that. So carnelian is it's a stone that's really energetic. It's for courage, for fearlessness. So if you're really worried about something or you have to do something or take a risk, it's probably a good stone to work with. My favorite stone to probably work with is this tiny angel aura quartz. You can't exactly see any of the light or rainbows inside of it, but when you shine it up to a light, there's like all these beautiful light and color and rainbows inside. If you work with chakras, it connects to, I believe, your crown chakra, so you're dealing with more like higher energies, I guess. But it's just a really protective, positive stone. I've had it for a few years too. It's probably my favorite to work with. Lastly, in terms of my crystals, I have this guy, this hunk of rose quartz here. Rose quartz is a really loving, caring stone. It has a very loving energy to it. And it's just a really nice stone to work with, especially for love spells, self-love spells, and whatnot. And I guess to finish this crystal segment off too, I have two crystals that I don't really know what they are. This one, it looks like it might be a blue agate, but I'm really not sure. I also have this one here. I'm pretty sure I bought it, but I literally do not recall what it is. If anyone knows, that'd be lovely, but here it is. And in terms of any miscellaneous supplies that I have laying around, I bought this bottle of almond oil. Almond oil can be used in spells and whatnot. I believe it's a very positive, uplifting oil to work with. I also have some bay leaves here. It's actually almost done. These are really good for protection. I actually casted a circle and I put sprinkled bay leaves in it as well. I also have some Himalayan pink salt too. I use this when I casted a circle and I laid this around in a circle around me. Really nice too. Okay, so I think that concludes my first video, my introduction and witchy collection, the tools that I use. I hope you really liked this video, and if you want to hear more from me or see more content about my practice, witchcraft, crystals, tarot, and whatnot, you should subscribe, and there will be more content coming soon. Thank you for watching. Please like, rate, and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.